All right, next up we got the Buffalo Bills at the Baltimore Ravens. Really good game. Ravens blew another big lead like they did against the Dolphins at the beginning of the year. But this one was a little more self-inflicting. The last game that they gave up, their defense was just giving up big play after big play. This game, they kept shooting themselves in the foot, the Ravens. And that is the reason why the Bills won this game. Josh Allen didn't play particularly well. Their defense stepped up. Uh, Forcing turnovers. I will say this that one thing that Josh Allen does not get enough credit for is running the ball. He had 70 yards, and he seems like he runs hard. He almost runs like he's like a faster Andrew Luck almost. Like he embraces contact. He gets through weak tackles, and he knows how to like not get hurt. Uh, Lamar has 70 yards, but that seems like that's the norm for him a little anymore. But Josh Allen that's an underrated thing why they get a lot of wins is because he's turning nothing into something. Lamar usually gets his rushes on RPOs and things like that. He doesn't. I noticed Lamar doesn't get a lot of rushing yards from like off scripted plays. Josh Allen gets his rushing yards mostly from he does some RPO stuff, but he mostly gets his yards from like a play breaking down and him breaking out of the pocket. Uh, the Ravens, okay. I have had Lamar for my MVP. I'm not switching yet just because he went up against the Bills, but they were at home and they gave up that huge of a lead because of mistakes he made. If he has more games like this, he's probably going to lose that MVP race. I'm a big Lamar fan. He's going to have haters no matter what because people just can't accept the fact that he's so good at running the ball, so they just assume he's bad at throwing. He's not really that bad at throwing. He has no receivers. People say he runs the ball a lot and he needs a good backfield, good offensive line. Yes, very true. But how do you expect his passing yards to be great when his best receiver is Duvernay? I mean, come on. He has Mark Andrews, yes, but the wide receiver, I mean, that's why his numbers are never super consistent. It's because he doesn't have a true number one. Like he has a bunch of threes. He has a bunch of third receivers, bunch of deep threats. People are just that people won't go to Baltimore because he doesn't throw the ball and whatever it is. But I bet you if they put a number one receiver on Baltimore, I could almost guarantee that that receiver would have a Pro Bowl year because there's so many plays where Lamar is going through his progressions and his reads, and it looks like he feels stuck. And I think a good route running receiver would help him out a lot. Sammy Watkins isn't going to help. Hollywood Brown, deep threat that's his only move, drops the ball half the time. He needs like a first round pick receiver. If he got one of those, I I think that could elevate his passing game to where a lot of these people that like to talk crap about Lamar rag on him. I've always been a fan of the mobile quarterback. RG3 is probably one of my favorite. That rookie year, 1 year he had, I paid attention to him game by game, and it was just so electrifying. And if a quarterback can have a great arm and stay healthy and be a running quarterback like that, they're gonna have a great career. Lamar has a chance at being a Hall of Fame quarterback. He needs to stay healthy, but he needs a number one receiver. As for the Buffalo Bills, I foresee them if they would have fallen to 2-2, I probably would be shaking my head at the Bills a little more, but I'm not I'm not 100% sold to say they're my Super Bowl favorites, but they are the Super Bowl favorites right now. The NFL Super Bowl favorites. Uh they're kind of inconsistent on their drives on offense. It's either Stephon Diggs or Dawson Knox or bust. I love their offense, don't get me wrong, they're great, but they need to expand just a little bit, I think, in order for them to be like legitimate Super Bowl contenders. They're not that deep at receiver. Gabriel Davis is okay, but I just think if they added Baltimore and Buffalo, if they added Baltimore more, but if Buffalo got a good number two receiver like Odell, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not an Odell fan, but if they got someone like him, he would be the glue for that offense. He would take so much attention away from Stephon Diggs, and they would be probably unstoppable. Just because Odell's so good at route running and deep deep balls, he doesn't really run the short routes as much. Like with the Rams, he was more so a deep to intermediate guy. If they could add someone like him, I think the Bills could be probably unstoppable this year. But I still totally foresee them winning the division though.